gotta go, my battery's running low. Hi, welcome back to Motor Shed. I'm Steve Fox, and today we're looking at the 5th generation Land Rover Discovery. This one's the first edition, so we're going to have a look and take it for a drive and see why it's one of the UK's favourite family vehicles. So you have 22-inch alloys, fancy LED lights, lots of privacy glass. So the Discovery being a very practical car, it's important to have a look at its practical features. So automatic tailgate, and then you've got no bottom folding part of the boot like the full fat Range Rover, but you do have this, which you can lower electronically or just pull it down. And this can withstand 300 kilograms, so about one of me. So the Discovery is a 7-seater and 7 adult seats as well, so not token back seats that you get with a lot of cars. There is quite a bit of space in the back of here. With all 7 seats up, there is not an awful lot of boot space in here. In fact, I think you would struggle to fit a suitcase in here. So we'll fold those down and I will show you how big the boot space could be. So all the buttons for the seats are this side of the car. I can then lower those seats as well. The headrests drop automatically. You will have to pick them back up manually though. So now, as you can see, you've got a huge amount of boot space with a flat loading bay, which is very convenient. It's worth noting that you can only fold these seats down from the buttons in the boot, which I'm sure in some circumstances wouldn't be that convenient. And something quite controversial about this car, some people love it, some people absolutely hate it, is the offset of this number plate. The Discovery 4 had an offset number plate, as did the model before. Nobody ever complained, but it was properly offset and a square number plate, whereas this is kind of not quite committed. There is plenty of room in the back, loads of space for your knees, and these seats can be pulled forwards and backwards as well, manually via the levers underneath. This centre headrest is down for a reason. Put it up and your visibility is shot. So loads of room back here. Plenty space for your knees, nice big sunroof. It's alright in here, but in all seriousness, you've got plenty of room for your knees, you've got places to catch your iPads, screens in the back of the headrests, loads more space like you get in the back of an aeroplane seat. You've got all your controls for your climate down here, as well as places to charge your phones and laptops and various other pieces. Your headsets, wireless headsets for your entertainment. I think I got that on the wrong way around. Isofix points, as you'd expect. Yeah, impressive. So as I said, the seats can be moved manually. And to help you get into the back, they electronically fold forward. So now you can get into the back if you need to. Sliding into the front. I'll just shut the door to stop that bonging. Your usual sort of Jaguar Land Rover interior, all very nice. big touchscreen display, little screens inside your climate control vents. You've got all sorts of bits and pieces in here. This is a device that you can keep on your wrist instead of having the keys on you. So if you're going out running through the woods or whatever people do with these, you can leave your keys in the car and take this with you, so when you return you just put this up against the car and it will let you in. You have a remote control here for various bits and pieces in the car. It's like being in your living room. So you get lots of piano black in here, and you have this special trim in the first edition. Apparently this is supposed to be a map of the rivers and roads in the places that this car was tested. Really? So on the whole, a really nice interior. You've got armrests as well, which are adjustable, all very nice. If this isn't enough for you, actual armrests as well. Loads of storage in here, glove box. You've got cup holders in here with removable ashtray, which is a nice place to keep your change. A large storage bin in the centre console with various trays that lift up, and inside you have a fridge, which is unique to the first edition, I believe, and loads more place to charge devices. But yeah, so far all very impressive. So I guess we should find out how it drives. So on this we have air suspension, which makes for a pretty soft ride actually. We have a 3-litre V6 diesel and an 8-speed automatic gearbox. There are two other engine choices with this. You've got a 2-litre diesel engine, but I wouldn't recommend that one. It's not got enough power for a car of this size, in my opinion. You also have a V6 3-litre petrol, which is the range topping engine, I guess. Fuel consumption on that though is terrible, so wouldn't recommend. So the V6 diesel really is the one to go for. There's a lot of similarities between this car and my XJ in driving as well. It feels very familiar, right up until you put your foot on the brake and you feel the extra weight. So acceleration is plentiful but not mind-blowing. It is a heavy car this, so the 3-litre V6 isn't going to get you quite as far as fast as in something a bit lighter like the XJ that I have. So this model is actually 400 kilograms lighter than the Discovery that went before it, largely thanks to the aluminium frame. So it is a big car this, but you know, it doesn't quite feel as heavy as you'd think. I mean, when you're tipping it into a corner, there's not an awful lot of body roll. It's all pretty civilised. The brakes will stop you when you need them to though, as heavy as it is. Visibility wise, it's pretty good up front. Nice visibility all round. It's not until you get to the back that you might experience problems because you do have fairly chunky pillars at the back there, so you will need to pay attention to the cameras when parking. Luxuries in here include 12-way adjustable seats, reversing camera, so in general it's quite a nice car to drive. I mean, it's very nice in here as well. You have to say that Jaguar Land Rover really know what they're doing with interiors. They're some of the best in the business. I'm struggling to see any scratchy plastics in here at all. It's all really good quality stuff. You know, top of the dashboard as well. You don't get any glare off it. So I'm just driving this on the roads today, but this car is way more capable. You know, if you need to tow your horse box off-road through a field, no problem at all. This car will cope with it. With the various settings that it has down here, it is a very capable car. These are still a fairly expensive car. This one's 2 years old now and is still worth in the region of £45,000. This is a first edition, so I'm not sure if that helps them hold the value a little more. I doubt it. but classically Jaguar Land Rover products will depreciate quite badly. Definitely the SUVs seem to hold a little better, given that it's such a strong market in the UK for SUVs at the moment. It makes very light work of speed humps. The air suspension is fantastic. Yeah, the quality of the ride really is impressive. A lot of SUVs that I've driven recently have definitely crashed over bumps a lot more than this. So I can only imagine that that's all down to the air suspension. So would I buy a Land Rover Discovery? The sort of person that would buy this car is somebody that likes a little bit more luxury than the likes of more mainstream manufacturers can offer, like Volkswagen, anybody else that has a SUV to offer in their range these days, which is pretty much everybody. The Discovery will offer you a better driving experience, a nicer cabin with more tech and more luxuries, but you do pay for it. You know, you could get something for much less from one of the more mainstream manufacturers and it would do the job as well, just not in as much refinement.